we can...
No,
Okay.
just for you only.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Are we ready to roll? It's rolling. All right then. And so are we, I guess. Alex, Ida, welcome to Iblis Manifestations, guys. It's a pleasure to have you both on. You appeared once previously, but it's your first time on the podcast, so welcome.
Thank you.
Happy to be back, as you say.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to have you both here. I mean, this is, for us, I guess it's just a good excuse to just hang out, and shoot shit as usual, right?
Two birds in one stone, hanging out again, catching up, talking.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, what brings you guys to Inferno? Because I understand that you've got your sort of tattoo business that you've actually brought to the festival. I know this is not the only festival that you guys are doing that at the moment.
That's the duty here this time. We're tattooing during the festival. Yeah, we've done quite a few now together.
We did Beyond Ink in Bergen last year. And we will return to Bergen this year as well, to Beyond the Ink. And now, luckily, we got a chance to come here because this is a very hard tattoo fair to get into. But we got lucky and we got in, and it's kind of the same group of people like in the Beyond the Ink. So we already know everyone here. And it's a super fantastic group of people and talented artists. So we are very glad to be in this kind of a circle. What do you say?
Sure.
Yeah. I guess tattoo artists within this like niche of the metal genre, it becomes like, everyone knows everyone, and we support each other and get to know each other and connect. That's how we got connected to Inferno this year as well.
Yeah, like Benjamin and Sarah, they are also tattooing here, and they were tattooing at Beyond the Ink last year and this year as well. So this summer in June, we will go to their studio in guest work in Berlin, Apocalypse Tattoo.
Okay.
So you may making contacts all over the world.
That's very cool. Yeah, I guess so. It's a good networking opportunity as well to be doing that, but then also kind of getting in. I mean, you guys, you were just saying to me moments before we started this that you've actually got pretty much the whole weekend booked now with people wanting to get tattooed by you guys.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's great. That's great.
And a cool thing, if I may say so, at places like this, I can take advantage of my, musical career, since I've been a touring musician in this scene for almost 20 years. So a lot of metalheads want to be tattooed by Impaler, So that's good, because I'm not as good as Ida, or has worked as long as her in this industry, but I can take some kind of advantage of my musical career.
Yeah, of course. Because
does it make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Of course, you've made a name for yourself and intertwined it into this new other branch of a new career. And because tattoo artists, very often there's the artist behind the art is often a strong persona, and you already were a strong persona.
I'm already a strong persona.
He's very strong. I know that. Yeah. No, but that's great.
It makes sense.
Whose idea was it to actually want to come and do these at like festivals and at events?
Well, I did before we met, and before you became my apprentice, and before we started to build this whole Morbid Impalement thing. I did quite a few metal festival tattoo appearances. It was like my exception for tattoo conventions. Like generally, regular tattoo conventions is not really my thing. But combined with the music festival, the metal festival approach, it's the best. My dream environment to work in. And Yeah, we started doing them together after we opened our tattoo shop. So works perfectly, and very often
It
we
does.
combine it with your gigs as well.
Yeah,
Because at many festivals,
yeah.
so-
Like Hole in the Sun, where
I
you
was
guys,
just gonna mention.
yeah,
yeah, and
where you played as well.
Gefle,
That's right.
We played with Naglfar and then Tattooed.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
on
yeah.
Gefle Metal Festival and on House of Metal in Umea. So double duty.
That's really fantastic. I mean, I
Yeah.
love that. I mean, you already know my stance on just the entrepreneurial spirit of just trying possibly being productive with it and really give something. It's not that you're just doing stuff, but you're actually offering something extra to the fans, if you will, or just the people who are there, who want a little bit more than just standing, and watching you on stage. That's its own experience. But then on the other side of it, when you have that more closer connection, and tattoos, they're an extremely personal thing.
It is.
You're making a commitment to have something on you for life, basically.
Yeah,
And also, you sit with a customer for about 5 or 6 hours. That's quite a long time, to talk about almost anything.
yeah.
So in that sense, it's all also kind of a intimate connection.
It is, yeah.
Not intimate, but you can talk about a lot of stuff in
Personal.
6 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, personal, maybe more like.
And you get to know people. Most often, the topics you talk about with a tattoo client are not necessarily the same that you would. For example, if you're like a hairdresser or I don't know, most often get you have time to get deeper with a client. If you're spending a lot of many hours.
Like in your old shop. Do you want to be pooped on the chest or do you want to be the one who poop?
I mean, it is a good question.
It's almost impossible to answer.
There was an ex-colleague of mine. He was a bit of an asshole, and his best like icebreaker with clients who were noticeably like shy or nervous. That was the first thing he asked them if they were like. I don't know. It was a terrible way of breaking the ice, but sometimes it worked.
And was this a tattoo shop as well?
Yeah, it was her old job.
Right, I see. That would be interesting. If I showed up to a tattoo shop and then immediately a guy who's about to make an imprinting, everlasting mark on my skin turned around and said, "So do you want to be pooped on the chest, or do you want to be the one pooping on someone's chest?" I don't know
It's like-
exactly how I would be feeling at that moment. But that's an interesting.
Yeah, you could interpret it as a like glass half full or half empty kind of question or something. If you want to be far fetched about it, I don't know.
You know what? That would be amazing in a job interview. You're trying to hire
definitely.
someone,
Yeah.
and then they show up, and then they're all nervous, wearing a suit or whatever, and then they're ready to get asked all these questions, and then that's the first one that you open.
Would you rather? It's It would be
Wrong answers only.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also
That's the
elaborate.
Yeah.
That's the
Explain
thing.
why.
You can't answer it really.
No. Yeah.
Whatever you say, it's wrong.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you are the one pooping on someone's chest, then you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's weird. But then if you're having someone poop on your chest, then that's just disgusting.
Extremely
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought about that.
Now you do. Yeah.
We're cracking open the philosophies of life right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
amazing.
the fact is that you do get to learn people on a pretty deep level after spending many hours with them, because we mostly do big projects. We mostly do big tattoos like sleeves or backs, or we don't do small tattoos
No.
really often. So yeah, we have time to get to know our clients pretty well, and very often we've like bonded, like become friends with many of our clients because of that. We sit down with them and we talk for hours and hours and hours. And you touch topics that you wouldn't normally talk to other strangers about, and you bond with a lot of people through this profession. That's really cool.
And I guess that a lot of people who do want to get tattoos, of course, nowadays it's something that's a lot more quote unquote trendy, if you will. It's a lot more common now. Like back in the 80s, 90s, you would only get a tattoo if you had gone to prison, for example.
Mm-hmm.
However, now I still think that there is that sort of degree of fringe associated with it, you know. And I think a lot of people carry so many scars, if you will, and different experiences in their lives, you know, very deep personal stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people also come in, you know, if they want to get tattoos of family members or names and things like that. And then I'm sure you get plenty of those, you know. And I think there's a lot to it. You know, it's a lot more than just placing ink on someone's skin. I think it does
Definitely.
go a lot deeper than that.
For sure, it's not like it's absolutely like that. It's not like Miami Ink, if you remember that show.
Yeah.
Every fucking tattoo was so important in blah 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 way. It has this blah blah meaning. It's not like that, but at the same time, it's like, as you say, if I may share a story regarding that topic.
Please.
A guy I was tattooing on the fingers. What was it? Runes or what? No? It was this kind of a witch lettering. The lettering that Vatane is using. The witch lettering. It's kind of a Hebrew-ish.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they have 4 letters. Anyways, I was tattooing those letters on his fingers here. Apparently, which I didn't know, he was a big fan of me and a big fan of my bands. So he was so nervous that he was pale as snow in his face when he walked into the studio, and shaking and stuttered. What?
Impale?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we made this joke on the last episode. I'm sorry to everyone listening. Please carry on, man.
I don't remember. I was drinking whiskey at that interview as well, I think.
Good.
Or was it wine? I don't know.
But then you started ink paling him.
And he was impaled in the face. All right.
Very
1-1, nil.
Love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this guy was a big fan of what you were doing.
Yeah, regarding the topic that it's kind of an intimate situation when people start telling you about, their life story and background and stuff like that. He was so nervous that when I was washing his hand and putting on the stencil for this lettering, he was like, "Oh, can I sit down?" And he was pale as snow in the face, so he fainted, fell down on the floor. We lifted him up on the tattoo chair, woke him up, and he was like, "I'm good. Nothing happened, right? I'm good." Yeah, buddy, you're good. But you can lay down, and I will put on your stencil. And I kid you not, he fainted 2 more times before I even started. And I will get to the point because this is the most extreme case. He was so nervous from start because he was getting tattooed by me and he was a fan of my bands. So he's fainted 3 times before I got started tattoo. So the 3rd time, I told him that, you know what, go lay down on the couch in the resting room. I gave him some candy, some Coca-Cola, fill up the blood sugar.
Yeah.
Lay down, rest, eat some sugar, and when you're done, when you feel better, you can come out here and we'll do it. Okay? No stress, just lay down. And afterwards, when he felt better, he came out to the studio room and we did a tattoo. And when we started tattooing him, he immediately opened up about his mental illness, his background. He was in the mental hospital. He had this and this kind of medicine for, I don't know what kind of.
He felt safe to open up.
Yeah.
It was like blood doors.
Exactly, because I don't know, in some way I took care of him, showed him some support.
Yeah.
So then,
So
yeah,
if he was a fan of the band, then of course there's that little bit of a barrier. So when he's in a situation
Mhm.
where he's almost like being nursed by you, then he can maybe see that, oh yeah, he's human too, kind of thing, in a good way, to understand that, oh yeah, so he could maybe trust, and rely on you in that situation.
yeah, because
think that was
it's
the case.
complete. It's two completely different things. In the tattoo studio, I'm not Impaler on stage who screams in your face. I'm Alex, who gotta do a tattoo on you, and I take care of you. And if you faint, I give you some candy and tell you to lay down. So he feel better.
Yeah.
And then, he felt which nursed in some way. So he opened up, and he had a pretty rough background. So regarding what you said, some cases of that we.
And I guess the fact of the matter is that also people, especially those with those types of backgrounds with mental illness, they probably don't get to talk to many people at
No,
all to
no.
begin with.